Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. The new state Labor government is following through on an election promise with a task force established to review bus services in metropolitan regional areas like Newcastle and Lake Macquarie. The group will look into the impact of privatisation on services and drive improvements. Newcastle and Lake Macquarie commuters have been complaining about late and cancelled services for years. Former State Transit Chair John Lee will head up the task force, comprising industry and union representatives. The poverty rate among mortgage holders in the Hunter and Central Coast is up 80% from the 2016 census, according to new data. Newcastle and Cooks Hill are experiencing the highest stress, with poverty having doubled since 6 years ago. CEO of the New South Wales Council of Social Service, Joanna Quilty, says the federal government should increase rent assistance payments so households can cope with the high cost of living.
We also think there needs to be a substantial investment in social housing. Social housing stock in New South Wales hasn't kept pace with population growth or with demand in our community. The private rental market isn't doing the job that it should. It's not able to meet the need of everyone out there.
Lake Macquarie Council wants to capitalise on the retail and manufacturing opportunities around Cockle Creek. Plans are in the works to develop land between the former smelter site, Costco and Bunnings, to create a retail, industrial and business park. Council wants to establish an iconic city landmark which generates excitement and attracts visitors, residents and customers from outside the area. The smelter land was rezoned last August, and Council believes the business park could create 6,000 jobs and attract 10,000 new residents. There are calls for the federal government to include regional areas like the Hunter in their planned reforms to the migration system. It's hoped the reviewed system will see new skills assessment and fairer pay thresholds introduced for incoming workers, helping to alleviate worker and skill shortages being felt across the region. Business Hunter CEO Bob Hawes says international workers could be key to getting renewables online faster.
Business Hunter has been looking at the opportunity to put in place across the Hunter a designated area a migration scheme. We're now going to look at that again in terms of what's just been announced.
Police numbers in the Hunter are being boosted from today, with 11 new recruits joining the ranks. 4 will be stationed in Newcastle, 3 in Lake Macquarie, 2 in Port Stephens and 2 in the Hunter Valley. Tens of thousands of people flocked to Maitland for Steamfest over the weekend. The event finally went ahead this year following successive cancellations since 2019 due to the COVID-19 pandemic and floods last year. The famous 3801 locomotive made its first appearance at the festival since 2007 following a decade-long restoration.
2NURFM Sport.
New South Wales State of Origin coach Brad Fittler has questioned the decision to move Knights co-captain Kalen Ponga into 5/8, following Newcastle's 43-12 loss to Parramatta, with Lachlan Miller being signed from Cronulla in the off-season and put into fullback. Coach Adam O'Brien says there's a part of him that's confident they need to fill the tanks back up.
We can get the team back on track, even teams that have been up the top for a long time, they have a day that just things aren't great for you. We had one tonight.
Having required a miracle to qualify for the A-League's top 6, the Jets have bowed out of the race for the finals, going down to Sydney FC 2-0. Midfielder Angus Thurgate is rumoured for a big money link to Western United, while striker Becca Mikeltadze has the interest from MacArthur. Coach Arthur Pappas says he's already aware of a number of players they're losing.
And we've made what I think from a club point of view is some good offers to a couple, but we're not competing with some clubs in this league. That's very clear, and obviously, we've got some factors around how we operate as well, which probably, is a disadvantage for us.
And the men's Hunter Wildfires rugby side are at the top of the Shute Shield ladder for the first time in the club's history, following their 33-32 win over Western Sydney 2 Blues. That's sport. I'm Jordan Regnis.
And the winning numbers in Weekend Lotto are 4, 15, 16, 18, 35 and 45, and the supplementaries are 11 and 17. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.